I have to say, there's a lot of anticipation doing this ride today. I've whacked the chiggy on from the previous bike. I've pre-planned a route which is taking me down to Baffle Haus and then off to Caffeine and Machine and then back home. And the interesting thing is going to be, this was ergonomics 3 comfort, as I mentioned in my video when I picked the bike up. Nowhere near as sport, and the test ride, nowhere near as sporty in terms of its ergonomics as I expected. However, I have still ordered some bar risers. On the M42 here, and I thought I'd just demonstrate the automatic cruise control. I've got it set at 56 here and behind this caravan, and we're travelling at 48 miles an hour. The other thing that I've found incredibly useful already is the blind spot monitoring. You see it just come on there. Needless to say, it doesn't stop me doing a lifesaver, or it shouldn't stop me doing a lifesaver. Take that up to 60. 62. Slowly creeping up on this car. It's dropped 61, 60, 59, 58. Second lane. Interesting feature of the cruise control I've just come across. I'm currently in 6th behind this lorry, and cruise control on my 1250 GSA, if you change gear, obviously it means dipping the clutch, it would knock the cruise control off. I'm in 6th here, drop to 5th, drop to 4th, the cruise control has not knocked off. It's now into automatic mode. Literally you do that by this button here, so I'll flick between manual and automatic. I must admit, the reports you've seen online have sort of suggested it's clunky, but I actually been a bit surprised. It's a lot smoother than I would have expected based upon everything I've read. You get that pause. Actually, very, very smooth. I'll force a drop down of the box. It's safe to do so. Third. Second. It's only going to drop to first if I'm really stationary. There you go. Definitely a lurch which you need to get used to. Try that again. But a bit smoother. See what happens. A bit smoother on the throttle. Lurch, but it's not clunky, it's just that lurch as it changes. There's the bloody Baffle Haus, I missed it. See, immediately put it into manual, get a different vibe to the bike. I can see a roll for both. Sure it's here, here we go. Go. Happy days. Bike parking. Baffle Haus, share the ride. Oh, few bikes here. Oh, busy. Triumph, GS Adventure. So here we are in Baffle Haus, and pretty busy, I have to say. A few bikes outside, as you've seen. Order your food there, pick it up at the fuel station there. It's being cooked. I've ordered burger and chips, or Baffle Haus burger, fries, store. I'll have a little look through there in a minute. And yeah, pretty good vibe. Breakfast till 12, just flipped over to the lunch menu. Looking forward to the lunch. There's the flat white. Away you go. So Baffle Haus, pretty cool vibe here. Now just plugged into Kalimoto, a second cafe stop, which is Caffeine machine at around Banbury, Stratford on Avon way. Well recommended. If you haven't been, get yourself down to the Baffle Haus. So first part of my ride for my Shakedown ride this morning, been pretty straight down the motorway, but now we're gonna give it a bit of a go on the old twisties. So that's me filled up with petrol. One thing I am gonna miss is the 300 range in the tank. On my way to Ross-on-Wye, Kalimoto, as I expected, took me through some real tiny roads. Now on a B road, which has got a few twisties on, and I have to say the difference between this and my 1250 GSA in the twisties is immense. The weight combined with the handling, the whole geometry of the bike makes a massive difference in terms of being a lot more confidence inspiring as you head into the twisties. In, I have to be so careful at not getting carried away, because there's a couple of times I've actually looked down and not realised the speed that I've been doing. Insurance increase that has come about with this bike, so one to be aware of. Discussed it with the dealer when I picked it up, saying I was a bit surprised, and he said, yeah, we are hearing a lot of that. So whether it's related to the 1300 or the amount of thefts that are occurring on bikes or what, but the 1250 GSA, I mean, I've got 9, probably more than that now, but recorded 9 years, no claims bonus, 66 coming up 67, garaged, and to insure a 1250 GSA actually was about 240 quid, which seemed to drop quite a lot last year. I was really quite surprised that it was that level. It was probably about 350, 400. Anyway, I rang up to change the bike on the insurance. It was with Bike Sure, or through Bike Sure, and they said I think it was Adrian Flux that they were covering my bike, that said no, won't do it. Right, okay, could you give me an alternative quote? I think they didn't say who it was with, but it was basically somewhere around 900 quid. Sharp intake of breath. So needless to say, I didn't go with them. Looked for alternative quotes, various different comparison sites. I ended up going with BMW Motorrad Insurance, 650 quid. If you are looking for GS1300, same with the GSAs, beware on insurance. I spoke to Peter Chiswell, mate of mine who's got the GSA, and he said, yeah, caught him a little bit by surprise as well. So one to be aware of, guys, one to be aware of. Just put the bike into dynamic on auto, and it is holding the gears more than it does in road mode, which I guess is pretty obvious. So I just wonder if that is an answer if you are not overly keen on the way it's dealing with the gears. In normal road mode, flick it into dynamic, and as you can see I'm in fourth. I'll probably be in third now normally, but on fourth. But actually in road mode that's probably up to 6. It's dropped to third already, now down to 2. Hold, yeah, gone. Yeah, definitely holding longer. It's much better in dynamic mode than road mode. But again, I guess there's different circumstances, isn't it? For twisties, little bends, absolutely ideal. For road mode, maybe that's your motorway job, but you get it up to cruising speed as quickly as you can. The more I'm riding this bike, the more I'm absolutely loving it. And I'm just kicking myself now, really, that I've never considered it before. However, there's another angle that says, well, it's taken them 2 years to sort it out. Comfort wise, the seat is, jury's out on the seat, to be honest. It's not as bad as I was expecting, given a lot of people's criticism of the seat online. Okay, it's not as comfortable as the GS or GSA 1250. It's going to take time to break in. Handlebars, in terms of position, nowhere near as I was expecting. They're a lot more comfortable. And as I say, when I put my bar risers on, that really helps with my GSA 1250, so I'm expecting the same with this. But this has sort of reinvigorated my biking career, which has been around since the age of 17, so 67. So 67 in a couple of weeks' time, so that's half a century of biking. Can you believe it? If you've liked this video, give us a thumbs up, and please consider subscribing. Really would appreciate your help and support. Please feel free to comment. I get back to pretty much every comment that's made. We are now in Upton on 7. I've heard of it. It's a place I don't think I've ever been. Upton on 7. Cotswoldy type place. Not in the Cotswolds, are we? 400 feet right. We're still in the Wye Valley, aren't we? Upton on 7. Elgar route. River 7. Oh no, it's clearly not the Wye, is it? Yeah, so just going back to the biking thing, as I think I mentioned about, wish they'd have done it sooner. The thing that's come loud and clear to me is, if you find yourself in a bit of a rut with your motorcycling, but we all, if you've been around motorbikes all your life, it gets in your blood, and it's not something you give up, but you can't explain why you still have that bike in the garage when you're not using it. If you ever get like that, I think on reflection I should have questioned myself more about why I got myself like that. I think to shake it up, the answer is change your bike. Just change it up. Doesn't necessarily mean to say you've got to go for a brand new bike, and that's what I should have done probably 4 years ago, because today, out down, is one of the best motorcycling days I've had in a long time. Mr. Teapot 1. Woo-ha. As he says, quite rightly, live your life. Just turning off the main A3400 sort of Stratford road. About 5 minutes away now from Caffeine and Machine. New road towards Loxley. This looks like the Stratford to Banbury Road. There we go. Nice Porsche there. Mazda. Oh wow, it's dead. Absolutely dead. Not that I expected it to be busy, but more people here than this. Now you can tell the amount of car parking space. This place gets busy. I'm loving that. A very pleasant cup of tea at Caffeine and Machine. You can see there'll be a great vibe here in the summer. It's 4:10. I've done about 220 miles today. By the time I've finished, it's about an hour to home, 35 miles. At 250, 260 miles, so well on the way to the first service after 2 days. Quite pleased with that. To finish up, it's 15 degrees. Even though it's 15, it's still 15 in the summer and 15 in the autumn is different because of obviously the wind chill. You can certainly notice that. However, still very pleasant. No rain. And very enjoyable. So to sum up today in terms of a shakedown ride, first class, very pleased indeed. Yep, can't wait to get some more miles done, get it in for its first service, let loose a wee bit. So nothing more to say than I haven't already said without repeating myself, which as a rambling man I have got a bad habit of doing. Signing off. You have been watching The Rambling Man. Hope you enjoyed it. As I said, please click on the like and subscribe if you would like to do so. I'd be more than welcome to have you on board. Until the next time, see you soon. Bye bye for now. He's either on the phone, he's on drugs, he's pissed, something's not right. Something does not feel right. He's going left. Is he going left? What the